What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start the show by being transparent. And yesterday was another good day. Um, 4-2-1 is how it ended up for me. And I'm not gonna lie, I was really irritated by the push because it's probably the right thing to do, but I chose Lakers -4, -105 versus the 3.5 minus it was -120. So I chose to save a little bit of money and I didn't get to cash my ticket. But I think that's still the right thing to do. Maybe also I could have waited and got a better number at closing. But the two losers were Flag over 6.5 rebounds, which got hooked, eight and over 20.5 points and rebounds. He didn't even play the second half, I don't think. Uh, I don't remember seeing him on the court at all. He got benched again. So they ended up playing the third string center, Maxi Kleber, last night. So that one was, I guess, a bad call. Winners were Warriors plus 6.5. That's my dog. Ingram over 5.5. Magic first half, 5.5 rebounds for Ingram. Magic first half -5.5, and Asar Thompson over 5.5 rebounds. So nice day for me. Vino, good to be back with you. How's everything been on your end?
Yesterday was good, Skee. 3-0-1. The 3-0 was in college hoop. The one push was in that same game. And I guess, we were on opposite ends of that VJ Edgecombe play at the end of the game, which basically got me to the team total of 115 where I earned a push. And it basically stole a Lakers cover because they were going to cover that game if he does, Maxi makes a layup, they inbounds the ball, he steals it. I mean, he just stole it and chucked it, and it went down. So that's how that thing ended up there. That's my dog on my end. Wasn't too good, though. Dallas was down 2 with 4 minutes left and lost by 12. Got blown out the last 4 minutes. So I thought Dallas plus 7.5 might get there, but it was not a client play. We were 3-0-1 yesterday. Very, very good day.
Casey likes that. There go Casey in the building. That's my dog.
Mhm.
But I think it was this show, Vino. I think it was this show where I was talking about Steve Kerr. I probably was talking about him more than one time because you just, I don't even want to get into all that. But we talked about it, right?
Yes, we did.
So yesterday, I'm watching the game, and Golden State was doing everything they needed to do in the first half. The lineups were good, everything was good. Then for some reason in the second half, Steve Kerr gets pod happy. I don't know what happened. And everything goes south. The Warriors are down double digits the next time I blink. Then Pods goes to the bench. They go on like a 25-7 run to go and win the game.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you don't got to be a rocket scientist, man. I don't know why Steve Kerr loves Pods. I have no clue, but I'm happy they got to the window.
Yeah, I'm just going to, I don't put a lot of handicapping emphasis into plus minus, but Pods was minus 21, plus minus 21. The closest player on Golden State to minus 21 was Pat Spencer -3. So that's how bad he was. He was 18 points worse than anybody else on the floor last night.
He's terrible, man. And the crazy part is, like, a lot of times I don't even look at the plus minus, but
Right.
it'll be a game where he might have a decent one and it's still a bad game. Like, I don't know. My eyes tell me they need to go in a different direction. But let's talk about some games for today. We already got that money on the Warriors yesterday. First game for today looks like Knicks and Pistons. Opened up -2. Looks like 3.5. And total open 223.5. We'll call it, it's between 220 and 219.5 now. And as far as the injuries are concerned, Towns has been downgraded to doubtful. Alvarado not going to be making his debut. McBride is out. Anunoby is questionable. Hart is also questionable. For the Pistons, it looks like Tobias Harris, Duncan Robinson both probable. Jalen Duren is questionable. Sark and Smith are both out. The Pistons are on a back-to-back here, Vino. And the last time the Pistons played the Knicks I'm pretty sure they gave them a nice spanking. They won by like 30. How do you think it's going to turn out this time around?
Yeah, 121-90 to be exact. And it was in this building. So the Knicks with a little bit of revenge, the Knicks playing really, really well at this point in time. The injury list, of course, a concern. I think those question marks will probably turn into probables and the Knicks will be at full strength. I'll tell you what, Detroit better win this game after what they did last night. I mean, they got beat by Will Riley and the Wizards last night. And the Pistons played guys. I mean, the only guy that didn't play was Tobias. I know we were on here yesterday and Cade had a question mark next to him, but he ended up going. Jalen Duren, I guess, came up with a little bit of knee pain. Only played 13 minutes, so he left the game. He didn't play it out, maybe in anticipation of being ready for tonight. But the Pistons, a team that I have said more than once, always comes to play, always gives you 48 minutes. They prove that they're just like the rest of the NBA. When they don't give a darn, they don't give a darn. And last night it didn't seem like they cared whatsoever to get beat by that combination of players that the Wizards had and get beat pretty convincingly. So I think obviously their attention was on tonight. Bigger game. The money likes the Detroit side. They've come in strong on the Pistons here from 2 all the way up to 3.5 now. I find it a little difficult to go against the Knicks the way they're playing at this point in time. I know their home road stuff has been drastically different, but as of late, I think if I'm wrong, I'm pretty close. I think the Knicks have 8 wins in a row. You're only asking them to win here, but Detroit, obviously a formidable opponent. I kind of like the angles with New York here. I'll wait and see to make sure everybody's in the game, but I'm pretty sure they are. I think you could be pretty safe in my shoes if you want to take 3.5. Haven't done it yet, but I think that's the way I would look, Skee.
I can't help but notice you didn't say anything about the total. Now, I know which direction you would prefer to go, and the market is saying this one is going the other way. So I think it's going in the right direction. I'll just say that. All right.
Yeah, and you know me, if I don't think it's going over, then I just scratch it off the list. If I think there's any chance it's going to stay under, it's not on the list today.
We've been doing this long enough. I think
Mhm.
I got a good idea here. Heat and Celtics opened up 6.5, looks like 6. Total open 229.5, looks like 227.5. And injury report: Hero's out, Rozier's out, Tatum is out. So pretty healthy, honestly, for both teams. I'm pretty sure it's a big rest advantage, isn't it, for the Heat? I'm gonna go to you first on this one, while I look it up. But yeah, 2 days off for the Heat. Celtics 3 days, 3 games in 4 nights. What do you think about this one? And Vucevic will start tonight.
Yeah, important. At least, well, I mean, I shouldn't say important because he hasn't played a game with this team yet, but I just feel like Vucevic is the kind of guy, the role that he plays where he can adapt to any system. Tell you the truth, he's not a guy that needs the ball, that's going to dominate the ball. He's very good as far as being a so-called point center. We talked yesterday about how Billy Donovan at points during his time in Chicago, Vucevic's time in Chicago, described him as a guy that they could run their offense through, whether it be shot, pass, or anything. Just get it to him. He make the right play, kind of like a poor man's Jokic, where he makes the right play at the free throw line if you get the ball into him. Boston, surprisingly, Skee, they're really under the radar this year. They have the second best point differential in the Eastern Conference. Their point differential is better than Detroit's. They're, in fact, in the whole NBA, they're only second to OKC. Win games by 7.3 per pop. And that's more than what's barely more than what you're required to lay tonight. I don't know. Here's one. Since we just talked about this, let me tell you what I thought about this total coming down. And a little surprised. I understand that Boston is like the NBA's new tortoise. They don't want to run. They go slow, but they're so efficient at scoring points. Like I always say, I don't care if you have 6, 8 less possessions in a game, if you score on a huge amount of them. And that's really what
Right.
Boston does. And I don't know that Miami can stop that. The other side of the coin is just because Boston wants to play their offense slow doesn't mean that Miami's not going to try and run and maybe force short spurts in this game, get the tempo up a little bit. I kind of think this game's going over. Like you said earlier, Miami's really healthy now. Got Davion Mitchell back. He was out for a couple games earlier this week and last week. 226 and a half. I feel like it's just, a group of analytics, an analytics team just doing the numbers and saying, man, this one can't get over. But I kind of disagree. I think 226 and a half here is a little bit low.
I think I disagree here. Usually I would agree in Miami Heat games because I know they like to play with pace. But just lately, they've been just letting teams do whatever they want from the 3-point line. Like teams have been just killing them, wide open threes. After having a couple of days off, I feel like that would be a point of emphasis. Like we got to, fix up some of this defense because you're not going to be able to overcome just, teams hitting 23 pointers every game. So if they're cleaning up the defense, makes me think that I like under a little bit more. Combine that with you said Boston doesn't want to run. I'm seeing a little bit of a lower scoring game. So we shall see in this one. Pelicans and T-Wolves. I think I missed one here. But we'll go to this one for now, and then I'll get back to the other one. I think I forgot to do a banner, actually. Pelicans and T-Wolves opened up minus 10.5 and is down to 9.5. It's moving right now. Are we getting injury news? Let me just check here what's going on. Let's refresh, actually. No, I don't see anything yet. DeSimbo's questionable. Randall's questionable. Phillips questionable. I'm not sure if Randall was on there earlier. What do you think here, Vino? Do you think the Timberwolves are worthy of laying close to double digits?
Well, they've played them twice already this year, and they haven't beaten New Orleans by more than 9. So right off the bat, and I don't think I looked at these boxes this morning. I'm pretty sure I should dig through my notes, but I'm pretty sure Zion didn't play in either game. And New Orleans was within double digits of Minnesota. And it just comes back to the fact that Minnesota, we talked about it yesterday, whether it was on air or off air, that Minnesota kind of plays when they want to play. And I don't know, is this an instance where they want to play? Maybe. But New Orleans, when they're right, is kind of tough to shake. And it's proven to be a pretty decent matchup for them against this Minnesota team. So I don't think I'd be too quick to run and lay points with the Timberwolves here. That being said, I don't know that I'd want to get caught in a game where Minnesota comes out fired up and wins by 15 either. So a little bit scared on that angle of the game. Total wise, I could see points, Skee. I mean, it's 236 and a half right now. As I look at it, is the common number across the board. That could be in a really good place, though, 236 and a half. I don't know that I'm too thrilled with that number either. So for me, this one's probably pass. And it's basically a pass just because I don't know what to do with Minnesota in certain situations anymore. When I got bold and thought that they were turning a corner, they shot me down. I didn't cash that night. And for me to guess at how they're going to play, I see a few more 9.5s popping up now on this game as it goes down from 10.5 to 10 to 9.5. So something must be going on.
That's what I'm thinking, but I don't see anything. I'm trying to find it, but I don't see anything. I will say I don't think the Timberwolves. Yeah, it's going down. It's crashing. What just happened? All right, I'm sorry because I was
Stop the
interested in the
show.
Pelicans, and this line is crashing. And if we're gonna get in, we need to get in now. So what's happening? That's what I need to know. I don't see anything, but something is happening. Regardless, I don't think the Timberwolves do not deserve to be laying this many points. They haven't been good in this role all year. This one is on the move. I see a 9.5. I think I need to take it. Vino, can you talk
Go
me up
ahead.
the
I'll take
Pelicans
over.
9.5?
Go ahead. Yeah. Take your time. Get it in. That's what we're here for.
You can't
Get some
talk me off,
cash.
huh?
Well, I wouldn't, only because they played this team twice without Zion and they didn't win by 10 either time. And so it's hard to think that, with their results, that they care enough to go out and win by 12. All that being said, like I said to you before, I get scared of this team because here's the key. I won't play the game, so you'll be clear. Because if I play the Timberwolves game, it's been wrong. Have a hard time figuring them out. The only way I would play it, if it were me, what's interesting, Skee, is the total hasn't gone anywhere. Like the game price has come down, but the total has stayed the same for the most part. I don't see a move on this total anywhere. So maybe that's just an indicator that I see 9s now.
I'm checking my usual spot because I'm seeing a good number and it won't let me log in. I did bet. Man,
8.5.
No, I see 9.5.
8.5 at a really reputable big money spot now.
Yeah, that's why I'm stopping. That's why I just got it in. Because I already like this, and something is happening to where it should be in my favor. Honestly, I mean, it just boils down to the Timberwolves don't deserve to be laying. Like somebody asked me the other day, as I'm sending this out, somebody asked me the other day, like, why was I on the Grizzlies? Well, a lot of it was I'm afraid of the Timberwolves. I just, they haven't been consistent, haven't been playing good basketball. I'm just not a believer in what's going on over there. Too many points in this one. 9.5 is what I just got. And if you give me a couple seconds, there we go. Boom. All right, Veno. We should be. You know how this new back end goes, though.
Oh yeah.
But at least I did see the comments the other day, and they said that they like when we stop the show to make bets. So at least there's that.
Making them happy.
The games I'm talking about.
That back end, you better check. You might have just put in a rugby play or something.
Oh my God. I'm double checking. That's what's taking me so long, but I'm pretty sure I'm good. I got Pelicans 9.5. I'll deal with it later. If something happens and I need to address that bet, then I will. But I liked it earlier. I don't see any reason not to bet it. I did just bet it. All right. People in the chat say Wolves or nothing. Man, I don't know, man. Not for me. Not for my money. Grizzlies and Blazers. It did open up -7.5. Looks like 8.5 or 9. Injury report. Denny's questionable. Murray's out. Tybo's out. For the Grizzlies, Pippen is questionable. Aldama, Clark, Edie, Ty Jerome, and John Moran are out. Big difference in this lineup here today. No Ty Jerome. He's been a big part of why they've been playing so well past couple games. Will they still be able to do it without him here? Or is this number Blazers -8.5 for a reason?
Yeah, it's interesting because I think Scoot Henderson makes his debut tonight in the Blazers lineup. Been out. And now tonight, I think I read this is going to be his spot to step in and work himself into the lineup. I'd say for me in this game, Memphis-Portland, it would probably be over. But I think the biggest thing, and I tell you all the time, I'm not really a prop player in the NBA. It's not my lane. But how Donovan Clingan doesn't clear his numbers. I know you've been on him before. This is such a small lineup that Memphis puts out on the floor tonight. Like, how does Donovan Clingan not get 14 boards and, score 16 points? I don't know what his points and rebounds total is, but I know I'm going to investigate it once we get done here and see if I can make some money on him because he should be a one-man show underneath against Memphis here tonight. Up and down the floor, for sure. It's the way they both want to play. I know the Memphis guys give pretty good effort. I just think they're so small in this contest that Portland can have their way. They haven't been a good home favorite. We talked about it. Great home dog, not a good home favorite. So who wants to lay 8.5 with them? But just zeroing in on Donovan Clingan, I feel like is a good way to go here.
Casey says Clingan, and she says Scott. She
might mean Scoot.
Yeah, Scoot did have good chemistry. She's saying there. Yeah, that definitely could be a look. I wrote them down on my list. We've held up the show enough today. I'll look at it after. but that is a good call out by you. He should be able to do something or have a good game today. Last game on the slate, Clippers and Kings. We are going to go opener of 3, now 3.5. No move on the total. Garland out, Jackson out, Mathurin out. So all the new additions still not ready to play for the Clippers. For the Kings, Sabonis is questionable. Keegan Murray is out. I mean, I still feel the same way about the Kings. I don't want my money on them. They're gonna have to show me some form of life before I do anything as far as taking the Kings. So for that reason, I'll lean towards the Clippers here. Vino, what do you think?
I really wanted to get there with some form of total, whether it be full game total, Kings team total over. Don't like the way the Clippers lineup is constructed here tonight as far as offense is concerned. So I probably would have leaned Kings total over. They've got most of their guys in, and we know they're just a reckless team that's going to come down. Everybody's going to try and get theirs, and maybe they can get theirs tonight against this Clippers lineup while they try to put together the pieces after the trade deadline is over. But it's nothing that
Well,
I bet, Skee. Just
I'm
go ahead.
sorry to interrupt. They did say just now it came out Mathurin and Jackson expected to be available today.
Now, that makes a difference, at least in name. We don't know how they fit in.
Right.
But certainly in name and capability, it makes a little bit of a difference. For the Kings, real quick, team total has been sporadic, 4-3 over their last 7. Some games where they're drastically under what they're asked to get tonight. Some where they're well over it. So they're a hard team to figure as well. I didn't play, but like I said, that's the way I looked at first. I looked towards a Kings team total over and potentially a full game over, simply not because I said earlier, I don't like the way the Clippers offense is constructed for this game, but you can't like the Kings defense in any way, shape, or form. So, just about anybody could get out there and score on them.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. All right, I think we did a pretty solid job here on the card, Rob Veno. Now it's that time where we do our best, look through the cards, see who might have that shot to actually win outright, but has a good shot to cover. But might just win outright.
That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. And anybody got to say anything, you let me know. That's my dog.
I know there's some dogs out there barking, Rob Veno. Which direction are we going today?
Every time I listen to that, I wonder how Joe Ranieri and production came up with that, the narration and everything to that. It's so good. Yeah, we didn't talk about the game, Skee, but I don't know. I'm probably dead wrong for putting my faith in the slimmest underdog on the board here, but Milwaukee's played really good the last 2 games. I mean, their offensive output has been tremendous, and Indiana just has played so poorly. 3-19, I think, on the road this year. You're asking them to win when they've only won 3 out of 22 times. I don't know that can happen here. Line is shifted. There was Indiana money. They played against the Bucks, but I think the Bucks were played against the last 2 times they took the floor and they won them both. So, I mean, it's probably some misguided faith here, Skee, but I think it's more of a fade of the Pacers being on the road with odds makers, forcing them to win a ball game, which they haven't done on the road hardly at all. So I'll try Milwaukee plus the 1 at home, win the thing outright. I guess money line would be the way you would bet that to just get you can't even get a couple extra bucks. These bookmakers are 1 point dog. You're not going to get anything extra. So take your 1.5, whatever you can get, play the Bucks.
All right, good stuff from Vino. And for me, for my dog today, we're gonna go with as my guy Jay Money would say, we're gonna turn the heat on today. We're going with Miami. I think they have a chance to win this game. I mean, you can start off and just look at. Well, I'll go back to what we mentioned earlier. We talked about the total, but Miami's been so poor defending the three. They're clearly going to have a defensive emphasis on protecting the three, and that's all Boston wants to do: jack up threes. This is also Boston who has to integrate a new player, right? Starting center Vucevic. It might be take some time for that to get right, and just situationally, the Heat have had 2 days off. Like I said, that gives you time to work on what was going wrong. Last time they played the Celtics, they lost to them. Give them a chance to get some revenge, bounce back from their last game. Meanwhile, the Celtics coming off of a win, in a game they weren't even expected to win. Third game of 4 nights, 4th and 6th, trying to integrate a new player. I think the Heat are the dog for this segment for me today. How can I get back to? Oh no, 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 no. There we go. All right, Vino. So let's do a little bit of the promo stuff like we usually do. Put this up there: 10 days of all access for the price of 7. Save $69. Good way to get involved with either Vino or myself. And outside of that, Vino, I'm gonna put that best bet up there. If you have one, we'd love to hear it. If you don't, it's all good. And if you have anything else you like to promote, feel free.
Real quick, the only thing I'll promote here is for the company itself. Well, let me just say real quick for those interested in the Super Bowl, I do have a 5% best bet up. It's been up for quite a while now. If you're going to play the Super Bowl on Sunday, you can find my 5% blue chip at wt.buzz/RV. And then secondly, I'll say as we turn the calendar to exclusively basketball, college basketball tomorrow morning for those who play college hoop, WagerTalk last call, 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. or 12 p.m. on the East Coast. That makes it 8 to 9 on the West Coast. Go over, and myself and Adam Trigger are on with Kelly Stewart. We spend the last 45 minutes of that show, 11:15 on, discussing all the college games that you guys are requesting. We try to get the most in as we can before tip-off happens at 12 noon, 9 Pacific. So WagerTalk last call tomorrow, Saturday morning. For best bet here, Skee, I kind of hope you're right. I kind of hope Miami does win this game against Boston, because if they do, I think the game gets over. I said it earlier. I thought the line move was wrong, down to 226.5. If Miami wins, it's going to be with points. I don't think it's going to be in some defensive scrum. For the Heat, generally, if I see a Heat game that's lined total wise beneath like 238, immediately the antennas go up. Why are we under 238? And here we're about 12 points less than that. So asking this game to become, a 115, 112, something like that, if Miami wins, I don't see any problem there. Boston is a good shot-making team, even if Miami does shore up their defense. So, like I said, if Miami wins, I think I'm in even better shape. So I'm going to play Miami-Boston. I already have played Miami-Boston best bet over 226.5.
Good stuff from Vino. Yeah, no more promo. I'll just remind everybody that basketball and college basketball keep chugging along. I think I'm at like 55 units for the season combined. And also, I don't know if Rob mentioned, but Rob's been killing it. I saw his name up there on the last 30 days. He's doing some good work too. My best bet for the show.
How close were we, Skee? Really quick. We were so close on that list. I looked at it like the number of plays, the wins and losses, the percent. It's like we have the same thing going on.
We're sharing, huh?
Yeah, we're sharing. Good
Well,
cohesion here.
If that's what's working, I mean, however we gotta do it, let's keep that record going. All right. Best bet for me, I am gonna go with what we just talked about. The Timberwolves just simply don't deserve to lay. That's just what it is. I mean, that's why I stopped the show. That's why I bet it, because as a favorite, I know of more than 7, they are 10-14 ATS. I don't know. I mean, Pelicans have came down to 9.5. They were 10.5 earlier, but I mean, as a double-digit underdog, Pelicans are 11-5 ATS. This has been the road they've been thriving in all year. It's just too many points in my mind here. So I don't think the 9.5 will stay there. I think that means Randall's probably not going to play. But regardless, like I said, too many points in this one. We'll take the Pelicans plus 9.5 as the best bet for the show. All right, Veno, I always like to let you know that I appreciate you taking the time to cap these games and do the show with me. Helps my process. I'm sure it helps everybody else as well. People in the chat, we appreciate you. Good people, good cappers, and we're all just trying to help each other get to the window. So best of luck, everybody. We didn't talk Super Bowl, but hey, man, I got the Super Bowl package up. I don't feel like talking about it anymore. I'm Super Bowled out. I got to talk about it one more time anyway. But Veno, I'm sure you have your Super Bowl stuff up too. And yeah, we'll catch you guys. We'll talk about the Super Bowl on Monday. So best of luck, everybody. We'll talk to you then.